Well, a lot of people weren't born during the time, so I'm able to fill in gaps in certain areas because we were actually around during the time. But when Pac died, he never got a chance to really get things back straight with a lot of people, especially in the music business, at least on the East Coast, the New York East Coast area. A lot of artists who were banging out there, like the LLs, the Fugees, and even people like KRS-One, De La Soul, like this is like the heart of New York City at the time. And once he was taking shots at them, and the East Coast felt a certain way. So even in the music scene in LA, Death Row was looked at as a negative light. And they didn't like the disruption they felt Tupac was doing when he did his, like, what they call the West Side Ride. But he didn't want his legacy to be like that. He was in a position to trying to re-strengthen his relationships that he had in the business. And that's why he was leaning to more doing films than making music. He wanted to really make some music, get everything jumping on the label, and had that popping, and put out an introspective record like, Me Against the World. He wanted to do another record like that. But the fans, because people say, man, why they show so much love to Biggie? And they had, and they ain't show that much love to Pac. And nobody put out any tribute songs or nothing. I'm like, they did little tributes and stuff like that. Biggie had a film out before Tupac, and in actuality, the Biggie film came too early. Puff made a mistake there. He put that film out too soon. He should have waited. Had he put the Biggie movie out now, it would crush it at the box office. You looking at, that's about a $30-40 million mistake. Now, Notorious would kill in the movie theaters. Would literally kill. The internet now is a lot stronger than what it used to be. Back then, with social media, it would have been the most talked about movie. You wouldn't have to spend that much on advertising and budgeting. People are going to see that film. Just like the Tupac. You could put $30 million, almost $40 million in a budget for a film like that. Because that movie's going to do over $100 million easy. Easy. People going to be like, man, I want to know the truth about what happened. Now, here's the thing. Entertainers, nobody really did a tribute song except for Tretch for Naughty by Nature. He was the first one to do it years later. Pac and Digital Underground, as much as they all did these interviews after he died, they ain't do him no tribute song at all. Because they really had beef with Pac at the time. They weren't, not beef, but they weren't speaking. So when Shock G, he was not speaking with Tupac at the time. They had a little riff. And they never got a chance to squash things out. So it don't mean he never loved Pac. I'm just saying there was no tribute songs. You thought people would have came together and did something. It took years. But as soon as Biggie died, he wasn't even buried yet, I don't think. And you got tribute songs galore. From the label, from everywhere. And it was like, man, where's the love for Pac? So that's why he didn't get the love and respect in the industry that he should have gotten when he passed, because it took time, because He put people in a lot of negative positions. Not everybody was, yeah, hit him up. It wasn't a lot of people like that, especially in the industry. They're like, this is dumb. You're dividing people. You're dividing the music. You know, I like those artists over there. They come over here and hang out. Now it's a problem, you know, and you created this problem. So a lot of people and personalities felt like this was more of some gang stuff, and it was a negative light on them. And they looked at Death Row as just thugs. And it's disheartening because, you know, Pac was never that. Pac made music. He had a variety of different music, different issues he talked about. So, you know, some songs were rush jobs. You know, they was just something to get it on the record and throw a title name on it. But he will give you some substance. But now he's starting to get his just due, like 20 years later. So everything comes in due time. So it was good to see. I had I'm just glad he's getting his respect finally. You know, but that's why. Well, I'll leave that for another day. I'm out.